my Flosstube #1 first episode. I've decided to give it a try after 25 years of cross-stitching. So, welcome. My name is Federica. I'm Italian. I live in Italy now, which means that I've been living abroad for 15 years and I've recently moved back to my country. Recently means 1 month, so I'm getting adjusted to everything once again, basically. You can hear my accent too, I believe, so sorry about that in advance. So I've started to cross-stitch in 2000 as a sort of coping mechanism from anxiety. I suffered from anxiety at the time. Now it's much better. Actually, it's basically not there anymore, luckily, but it helps me to recenter, to focus. I think I have ADHD now, or at least I've been detecting some symptoms to struggle to concentrate. So I think for me, cross-stitch really works. I really love the idea of regrouping, refocusing, to find a moment for myself, to be in contact with silence as well, or to be able to listen to some audiobooks, which I love, absolutely love, or to listen to you guys when you do your floss tubes. I will talk about this later. I have some floss tubers that I absolutely love, so I will also share some of this towards the end of the video. So yeah, I've been stitching for 25 years, and to be honest, with a break of maybe 10 years. I've started again in 2021. My life had become really hectic at some point. I had a career in jewelry for 15 years, and then in 2015 I gave up my job as a manager to become an apprentice in tattooing, which means I had to start everything all over again. It's been absolutely great. I think at the time people thought I was completely crazy, but but life was really hectic because I had to start a job again, to learn everything again, and I didn't have time for anything else. In 2021 we moved to the Swiss mountains, 800 meters. I had more time, I was more relaxed probably, and I started cross-stitching again. So I'm here to share today my WIPs. I tend not to have too many WIPs, to be honest, because I talked about anxiety before. Maybe they give me a bit of anxiety when they are too many. I enjoy and I love watching you guys talking about your WIPs. For me, it's better to not have too many, and to have the feeling that I can accomplish and finish something at some point. So I'm gonna start with my oldest WIP here, which is a Lavender and Lace. I'm sure many of you are familiar with this brand. So this is Enchanted Alphabet. I'm gonna get closer. Voila. And this actually is up for adoption because as I said, I started it in really long time ago, in 2000. I'm not in the vibe anymore. I think mostly what I don't like about this, but maybe it's just because it's too old, I'm not in the mood. What bothered me, I remember that what bothered me was the constant change of colors. Maybe if I started again, would be different. I don't know. But if you want to adopt it, please send me a message, and it's up for adoption. I will be happy to send it to you. I've done quite a bit, and I've seen, hold on, I don't know if it's Dawn in Switzerland who finished this. someone finished this. I will check this out. And without the angel, which looks beautiful. Maybe if I did it this way, I think it's done. If I did it this way, probably I would enjoy it more. So this one is up for adoption anyway. Then, this is basically a finish, but it's in the WIP parade because I will explain you in 1 second. So this is Fairy Flora from Nora Corbett, Mirabilia. Voila. As you can see, it's finished. It can be considered finished. What I don't like about this, and I need to rework, is the nose. The nose is a bit bulky for me. I hope it's, you can see it well. The nose is a bit bulky for me. I'm not sure if it's me, if I did something wrong, you know, with the count. But what happened is that when I finished it, well, I usually leave the features last, really, as a last thing with Nora Corbett and Mirabilia's patterns. And maybe it's a mistake, I don't know, but the thing is, when I finished it, I wasn't happy about it. What I did though, I went to the Facebook page Nora Corbett Passion, and I had some great advice by everyone, basically. So I had so many answers about this. And then I had a great advice from Pam Banks also. Hi, Pam. She just, you know, immediately spot what I have to do. So what I will do is I will go back to this. I will have to find the courage to do this, because then I will explain you later, but basically it's been a long love story, love and hate story with Fairy Flora. And now in my head it's finished, but it's not, because I need to do this. So I will find the time and the courage to go back to this, and actually it will take no time to fix it. And once it's done, I will frame it. So the story of Fairy Flora is this. I started it in 2000. It was my very first big project. I bought the pattern in the only local shop, my only LNS, local needle shop, yeah. And there was a huge basket of Mirabilia patterns, which I hadn't seen before. So it was like, what is this? Yeah, I love it. Instantly, I loved it. I picked up immediately Fairy Flora because out of all of them, it really caught my eye. I was in love. I had to have it. I bought it. I started it. And I think there was something wrong with the linen, or maybe it was just me. I wasn't skilled enough, but the linen became really loose. I remember that I had to restitch some parts because, yeah, I wasn't experienced. Well, I'm not experienced either now. But the thing is, the linen got really loose. At the time, I was going to a sort of cross-stitch class, which lasted for literally 1 month. It was something organized by the town hall. And this lady was like, no, this is not right. You know, the thread is too loose, the fabric is loose, something happened here. So yeah, she wasn't very encouraging, but I think she was right. What happened though is that I lost it during a move. So anyway, it's not there anymore. In 2021, when I picked up cross stitching again, it's the first thing I wanted to start again. So well, I'll pick up, okay, this is a 28 count raw linen. And so I started with this linen, which I absolutely love. And yeah, now I can say it's finished. So this is the story so far. I will frame it for sure. It's, yeah, it's gonna be great. Then, other work in progress is Princess Elliana. So again, Nora Corbett, I absolutely love everything that Nora Corbett does. I love the fact that she's a painter, an artist. I think really all-round artist. So I love the fact that she translates art into cross stitch, and this is the result, and I think it shows. I prefer her earlier designs, but as you can see with Princess Elliana, this is one of the new ones, of the, let's say, new generation, and it's stitched on a 32 over dyed by me fabric, linen. It's a lilac, so the original, the called for fabric was a lilac, and I recreated the color, but with the with a bit more texture. So far I love it. It's also true that since it's on over dyed, now it's, I would say, a 34 count. So as maybe some of you know, this particular design uses from 1 to 35 the DMC colors, from number 1 to 35, which at the time when this came out were the new colors. So it was basically made to use all these colors. There are quite a bit of yellows, as you can see, and I went a bit crazy at some point because the shades are really similar. So what I tend to do is I mix things up when I work, and I had to be really careful not to mix colors. But so far so good. I'm enjoying this. This to me is color therapy, really, because every time I pick this up, these colors give me joy. So whenever I'm sad, this is my go-to. Then Luna Pixies. So again, Nora Corbett. This is Luna from the Pixies series, and voila. As you can see, I've done quite a lot of this. It's all the called for threads. It's mainly DMC with one color, the metallic cryonic here, one color cryonic, which is this lime. Well, since I've worked in jewelry, I would say peridot, which is, you know, the this bright green / a little bit yellow stone. I love this. It's you know, this gives me the autumn vibes. I love autumn. It's my favorite season. I love pumpkins, so this has everything I love. There's gonna be some beads. I will show you a little bit the details about beads. The only thing, you know, here, I don't know if you can see it, but I started beading, and the beads are here. They're pink / with a undertone of orange. And what I don't really like about this is that to me they're a bit more a bit too different from the threads. So what I'm gonna do maybe is, yeah, I'm going to change the beads color a little bit, just this one. All the rest is perfect, but I mean, maybe I will keep it like this. Let's see. Sometimes when we go, you know, when we progress, things make sense finally. So yeah. Then another one is Caroline Manning Designs. You can see it's, well, I haven't done much yet. It's a recent start. Caroline Manning, so she makes these beautiful patterns, geometric patterns, really relaxing. When I saw these this kind of designs, I was immediately drawn to them, because they're to me is the kind of design that you stitch when you are tired, when you don't want to count too much, to think too much, and this is perfect. As you can see, there's a guest in the fabric, which, so this is a linen. I think it was off-white linen in 28 count. I started a Chatelâine on this, which I'm trying to frog now. What happened with this is when I bought it, it was a 28 count. I decided to stitch a Chatelâine on it, and I didn't really want a 28 count. I wanted something like a higher count. So I had the horrible idea to wash it in the washing machine. And what happens is that, yes, it shrunk, but the fabric got really fluffy and bizarre, really. So what happened is that I started stitching on it even though I wasn't convinced, and then I wrote on the Facebook page of the Chatelâine support group, which is basically, to me, is like my emotional support sometimes, about because Chatelâines are really complicated, but yeah, everyone gave me the same advice. Basically, start over if you don't feel confident about this, if you don't like it 100%, just start over with a fabric that you like, because it's gonna be a huge work. And then we'll talk more about Chatelâines. If you don't know them, you will see what it means in reality. But yeah, so I decided eventually, since this one is a full coverage, I decided to use the fabric to stitch something else on it, and I will eventually frog the Chatelâine center. Then this one is my first, next one is my first SAL stitch along, and it's from Fox and Rabbit. I didn't know much of them. To be honest, I was very focused on Mirabilia and Nora Corbett and other things before. I don't know much about, you know, the whole reality of cross-stitch designers, but I came across Fox and Rabbit. I saw that they were doing a SAL every year, and I decided to join them this year. This is meant to be a monochromatic project, which, as you can see, is not now, because I decided to use colors from Stash, which means mainly DMCs, variegated DMCs as well, and then some silks that I had. I also added some beads. I'll see if I can publish some pictures maybe to show this a little bit better, because I like the idea of mixing materials, of adding beads, and basically to have the same vibe as a Chatelâine, even though the original design is quite simple, to be honest. I haven't progressed much on this. It's meant to be now okay, April, so I think I'm stuck in March. Yeah, I haven't done basically all of this frame all around here. Let's see if I can show. Well, the frame that you can see around is the month of March. With the move, it was impossible for me to keep up. So okay, to be honest, I'm not stressed about it. The first 2 months I was, and I realized that there's no point of being stressed about this. So I just, you know, I just decided that I will go at my own pace and see where it leads me. The idea really is not to buy things for this project, to use what I have and to play with it. And basically every month I see what I like and I add it. That's just how it goes with this. The fabric is lovely. It's an Aida, 20 count Aida, and it's a raw. I don't know how it's called. I think it's raw Aida or something like that. Maybe I'll write it below if I find the exact description. But I usually stitch on linen. I like the feeling, the regularity of this, not really the regularity of the stitches, but the thing that you can have, you know, half stitches and, you know, quarters, and this with Aida is not really possible. But since it's a 20 count, it's quite compact, and the raw feeling to me is adorable. So I think I will use this kind of fabric a lot in the future. I also like the idea of stitching 1/1. Then this one is the only kit I'm stitching at the moment. It's called the Wear Cats. It's really cute. The brand is RTO. I don't know them, to be honest. I didn't know them before. I just found them at a local shop. The kit is, so the code for fabric is an Aida. This is a light gray, I would say a cooler tone. And as you can see, what I've done before is quite boring because the colors I'm stitching now are not really popping up. So I'm looking forward to doing more and see what happens. I really like the subject, to be honest. The cat is really, really cute. So, and then for sure I'll get it framed. I have 2 cats and I have so many prints and things about cats. Actually, we have we're building a wall with artwork about cats. So I think this will go there when it's done and framed. And then this one is out of season. It's a Christmas project. And it's from Stitchrovia. I bought it from this kind of project is, as you can see, it's a bit strange because it's not the traditional Christmas colors with this pink and orange. These are the original colors, and I could have actually changed them, but at some point I said no. To be honest, it's quite cute as it is. It's stitched on a 20 count Aida opalescent. I don't know if it shows, but there's the opalescent is in towards the green color, and it's quite subtle anyway. Yeah, I quite like it. It's something easy. It's really easy to stitch, and there's gonna be Father Christmas, Santa Claus on top. I kept this for last. This is my Chatelâine project. It's still on the Q-snap because if I move it, I will cry. And it's called Winter Watergarden Mandala. So I started this around the beginning of last year. Yeah, there's a bit of a story behind this. Basically, when I started seeing Chatelâines, I was 100% sure that I would never ever put myself in this situation. Never. Too difficult, too complicated, too expensive too. So for me it was a no, but I was so attracted by the designs that at some point, bit by bit, I started looking, you know, at the website. I said, yeah, I like this, I like that. And when I saw Winter Watergarden, that was it, you know. And I thought, yeah, I decided to give it a go. Little did I know that the hunt for materials is a nightmare. So first of all, I looked at the official website selling kits. So it's European cross stitch something, ECC. Okay, link below. European cross stitch company, I think it is. Yeah. I saw the prices. I made some calculations because at the time, sorry, I was living in Switzerland, and the custom fees in Switzerland are absolutely crazy, which means that if you go over the equivalent of $70, you will pay $40 of custom fees, which includes also the shipping cost. So $70 include everything included. You cannot go beyond that, otherwise it will pay a fortune. $40 of fees is just if you go over the minimum, but then if you buy, I don't know, a value of $200, then the fees will be in proportion. So it's crazy, it's just crazy. What I did though, I decided to source the materials myself, so I had smaller amounts, and I could avoid waiting, because the moment I decided to do this, I just wanted to start. and I bought some things from 123 Stitch, the silks especially. I bought the beads from a French website called Perle & Co. Really nice, really well equipped. They have so much choice, honestly, I loved it. And then Gloriana's from another website again. I don't even remember which one, to be honest, but I bought the majority of the flosses required, of the Gloriana's required, except for one which was very rare at that time. I couldn't find it, and then eventually I did find it on 123 Stitch. But the thing is, putting everything together gave me a headache. I mean, I still remember the headache it gave me. It was a lot. It was difficult to find the materials. It was difficult to find the beads. At the time, I didn't know much. I realized that some beads, for example, were out of production, so they had been replaced in the meantime. All this to say, yes, it was a struggle to find everything, but once I started, I loved it. I love every single stitch about this. I love the texture. I love the fact that we have different materials. I never used silks before, so for me it was a huge discovery. For me, my favorite, absolutely favorite, are water lilies. Water lilies, yes. Caron water lilies, because they're so soft. And yeah, it's true that Gloriana is rare, but I prefer water lilies. But I love stitching with silks. I love beading. Well, that I was quite I mean, I knew that I had used beads before with Mirabilias, but yeah, the whole feeling of special stitches and special threads, I'm loving it. So basically what happens is that when I start stitching on chatelaines, I just go on and on for days. So this is the result so far. There are some parts, you see the birds here, they're stitched 1/1. What I'm doing though is something a bit unconventional, I think, because I'm doing 1/1 but with one thread, which maybe is not the right coverage. Usually people do yeah, because I do half tenth, so half stitch 1/1. I think, yeah, the coverage is not great, but yeah, I've started like this, and maybe it keeps the overall execution a little bit lighter, you know, not fluffy, and cleaner, but the coverage is not 100%. So if you want to try this kind of stitching, you will have to well, you will see it for yourself, but this is the effect basically. So yeah, these are my WIPs so far. I try to keep it really yeah, not, you know, not too many, so quite limited. I think this number of WIPs is ideal for me, so I won't get bored. I will try to give you regular updates and do regular videos. At the moment, I'm also restarting my business here in Italy, so it's a bit complicated, but what is, to me, is an evidence is that cross stitch is good for me and keeps me sane, keeps me centered, takes the stress away. So especially, I would say, especially in this moment where we had to move house, move country, start all over again, I think it's a, yeah, it's a good way to do something good for myself. I will just do like a little introduction about my work. Then if you want to maybe know a little bit more about this, I will be happy to tell you more. Basically, as I said, I'm a tattoo artist, and I'm especially committed to helping women affected by breast cancer. So I cover up scars. I mean, my style is fine line and generally a female style. I do also geometric style. I tattoo also men. I mean, I'm not only focused on work for women, but actually everyone is welcome. But I've decided a few years ago to really engage myself in helping people affected by breast cancer. So I cover up scars with tattoos, with traditional tattoos. And recently I've learned also the technique of the 3D nipple tattooing, which means to recreate the nipple appearance on women who had breast surgery. Not only, it's also for example, if you have transitioning, when you have gender affirmation surgery, that helps to redefine, for example, the shape of the nipples. It can be for a number of things, but this is what I'm doing, and obviously now it's taking all my time, and cross stitch is helping me in the few moments I have to recenter and to do something that doesn't engage me too much. Okay, so thank you so much for listening to me so far. I hope you enjoyed my WIPs gallery, and then see you soon for other updates. Bye. Oh, no, not bye. Okay, I didn't talk about my favorite floss tubers. I have many. I will just talk about 3 today, which are, one is Andrew, the runner stitcher. He's amazing. I love really his approach. He's really committed to cross stitch, and oh my god, he gets so much done. He also inspires me about running, because I'm recently picking up running again. I promised myself once I was here in Italy I would start running again, so that's what I'm doing. So thank you, Andrew, for that. And then there's Matt Morty and the Brom, her husband. They're a lovely couple in the UK. I absolutely adore watching their videos. They're hilarious. They're good quality crazy. It's not something negative. For me, it's 100% positive. I love the witchy vibe. I love the bit crazy, good quality vibe, and I laugh so much. I'm always laughing when I watch you guys. And yeah, for everyone, please watch them and follow them. They're amazing. And then the third one is Anneke from the Netherlands. She's I think her account is a Dutch stitcher, and she has this calming voice that I'm very jealous of. She has a perfect English accent. Again, very jealous of this. Yeah, and generally I love this calm vibe that she has. Perfect. Okay, so these are my picks for today, and I wish you a beautiful Sunday or a beautiful week, and see you soon. Bye.